Hi, this is Jamel with Recherche Goldens in beautiful Statesville, North Carolina. I'm so excited to finally introduce an absolutely stunning boy we have for sale. This is Mr. Brown of Zoey and Finley's litter. He was born July 11th, so he's in the middle of our Puppy Academy program, training till 12 weeks of age, and so we know his personality very well. His Recherche score is 667. I almost gave him a 666, but I just had to give him a little bit more confidence. I didn't want him to get that horrible score, but he is a great boy. He has a very balanced personality. He's not extreme in any area. He's slightly dependent, he's slightly outgoing, and he's slightly confident. And so he is a beautiful boy. He's a puppy that loves to be with you, but he's not needy or clingy. He's the least needy of his brothers that I've noticed in the litter. He is friendly, he is dependent, but he's just not as dependent. He can handle being by himself. He's a little bit more content, a little bit more self-entertained. He's content to be with you. He's also not a puppy that screams and is going to have separation anxiety. He can handle being by himself a little bit better than his siblings. On the activity scale, he is outgoing, but he's not very outgoing. He's a 6-7 out of 10. That's where I was the closest to giving him a 7. He's playful, but he's not super playful. On the confidence scale, he is confident. He's not showing hardly any fear. He's doing really good in his training. Size-wise, he's a beautiful boy. He's one of the smaller boys in his litter, but this is actually a larger litter. The mom is average at 60 pounds. The dad is large at 85 pounds. So our best guess is he's going to get 75 to 80 pounds, which is average to slightly above average. He is a beautiful boy. He has a beautiful blocky head, a light cream coat, and this is absolutely stunning litter. It's one of my favorite looking litters. If you scroll down, you'll see pictures of both parents, Zoey and Finley, and if you click on those pictures, a video will play where I summarize each of the parents. This is one of my favorite looking litters. Zoey is beautiful. She has curly hair, solid white coat. Finley is the biggest and blockiest headed boy. He's a gentle giant. He is the biggest, but on the alpha scale, he's actually at the lowest because he's just not dominant at all. Oddly enough, if there was a fight, we don't hardly ever get fights here, but if there was, he would lose because he's just not dominant at all. Now, he's able to go home after graduating either Puppy Academy, which is training till 12 weeks of age, which is October 3rd. The second training level is Canine College, our most popular training program, training till 16 weeks of age, which is Halloween, October 31st. Now, it's the most popular training program because they have all of their shots and they're fully inoculated, so you don't have to quarantine him. The second reason is they're potty training. They're twice as potty trained at 16 weeks than they are at 12 weeks. And the biggest reason is their obedience commands. He's just starting to know he's being trained. And so from this age all the way up to 16 weeks of age, they grow like a weed. And so keeping him in training till 16 weeks, he's typically twice as obedience trained at 16 weeks than they are at 12 weeks. The third training level is Master's Program, training till 20 weeks of age, which is right around Thanksgiving, which is November 28th. And then the fourth training program is Doggy Doctor, training till 6 months of age, which is January 11th. What I'd like to do now is to summarize our Puppy Training Institute, and we're going to show off Mr. Brown in training as of today. Now, he's just starting to get his commands, so there's a lot of luring. He's not going to be perfect. If you want to know what the puppies look like and act like at the different training levels, go to our Puppy Training Institute page. There you'll see puppies at 16 weeks, 20 weeks, but we're going to show off Mr. Brown. You'll see how well he's doing in training and see a lot of his personality. Puppy Training Institute has 4 core areas. There's a couple areas that are very visible that we're going to show you on camera with the puppy that's for sale. Some of the areas are a little bit more difficult, but the one area that's very visible to show is outside training, and the big part of that is leash training. Puppies love the pull, love the tug, love the cut in front of you, and so we train them to walk on our left side. We train them that when we stop walking, they do what's called an auto sit. That's where they automatically sit without being told, without having any hand signals. They automatically sit. That builds respect and focus on you. A couple other areas in outside training, it's a little bit harder to show, is car training and then also swim training when the weather's warmer. The second area that's very visible is obedience training. All of our trainers are certified dog trainers that's been training dogs for years. They know what they're doing. They're all certified. They all can do Canine Good Citizen. They're all very good trainers. And we work on the obedience commands of sit, down, stay, come, place, kennel, and they are trained extensively in all these areas. Now, we have 3 different communication tools we use with the puppies. We use hand signals, we use words, and then we use the training lead that we will provide you. And so as they get older, they get better and better. They can hold their stay longer, they can hold their place longer, they can hold their kennel longer. They can do it with both hand signals and words only, and so they get better and better. The place is when they jump up on the Kuranda cot. You will definitely want to buy a Kuranda cot because that allows the transition for our training to go to you. It's a wonderful command. When we say kennel, they go into their kennel on their own volition. We typically keep the door open, especially as they get older. And we train them, they cannot leave the kennel or really any other door until they are released. The 2 other areas that's a little bit more difficult that we're going to show you just generic dogs going through this. The one area is house training. We actually spend more time in house training than all the other areas combined. That's about 2/3 of the training, and this is where we work on the most important area, potty training. Of course, we're training them not to use the restroom inside and the signal eventually to go outside. A puppy at 12 weeks of age can typically hold the restroom about 1 hour during the day, whereas a puppy at 6 months can do 4 hours. The same thing is with crate training. We train them to sleep at night in their crate, eat in their crate, and a 12-week-old can typically sleep around 4 to 5 hours without having to be let out, and a 6-month-old, it's 6 to 10 hours. So obviously the longer they're in training, the longer they can be crate trained. We also, though, while they're in house training, we train them not to jump up on us, not to chew things in the house, not to bite our hands. It's very extensive. And then the last area is socialization training. Many people worry about getting a trained or older puppy is that they won't bond. Well, because of our socialization program, our puppies bond very quickly. In fact, we've never had a client complain about that. And so in our socialization, we're training them not to be afraid of thunderstorms. We're training them not to be afraid of the hair dryer, of the blow dryer, of a vacuum cleaner. We have a TV in our puppy training area, in our house training area, where we're socializing them. They go on field trips when they get older. We work extensively on them being handled. We have 20 plus people that work for us, so these puppies are handled by multiple people and they're socialized extensively. That is our Puppy Training Institute. Now, if you're interested in Mr. Brown, read through this entire page. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll see pictures that we just took of him. Right above his pictures are the prices for each of the training levels. And in this video, we're going to show you his prices. We're going to show you where the prices are found, and the prices you see in this video are actually his prices. And then right below this video is a link that says click here to fill out puppy application. Click on the words puppy application, fill it out. We will respond within 24 hours. Thank you so much for watching this video of Mr. Brown of Zoey and Finley's litter. Thank you so much, and God bless.